Hey y'all, how y'all doing today? It's all the pretty girls here. I told y'all I was gonna come back and show y'all how how I make my Maryland crab cakes, Maryland style. So it's real quick. First thing you're gonna need is some lump crab cake. This is supposed to be jumbo lump, but I take what I can get in Texas. I have 2 egg yolks, a little bit of green onion, Old Bay, parsley, salt and pepper, mustard, dry mustard, and mayo. So, of course, you want to drain your, hold on, y'all. You want to drain your crab meat because you want as less moisture in it as possible. You want it as dry as possible so that it cooks really nice, especially if you're frying it. Moisture is the enemy to your crab cake. Less moisture. So I drain my crab, and now I'm gonna put my crab, and as you can tell, it's pretty dry. I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want to break it up. I want it jumbo, and this is as good as you get in Texas. So did that. And then the next thing I want to do, hold on. Y'all, I want to mix up what I'm going to use to bind it with. So, of course, I'm going to use a little bit of mayo, not a lot, because you don't want it to be soggy. You don't want it to be wet. So I'm going to say about a good, this amount, about a tablespoon, okay? Maybe a little bit more, okay? That's good. Of course, I want to use a squirt of mustard in my binder. Just squirt. I'm using egg yolk. I don't use the whole egg because I don't want it to be wet, so I'm going to add in my egg yolk. I actually want to use a little bit of lemon juice. So, I'm going to add my lemon juice to it, y'all. Let me come over here so y'all can see it. So, I'm going to add my lemon juice. Not a lot, because like I said again, I don't want it to be too wet. I'm adding a little bit of green onions because that's just me. I like a little bit of green onions in mine. So, I put a little bit of my crab meat. Okay, so now I have all of my wet ingredients. For my dry ingredients, I'm using just a little bit of homemade celery powder, just a bit. You don't want a lot. I'm using a little bit of parsley flakes, not a lot. Just a little shake. A little bit of pepper. A lot of pepper. A little bit of Old Bay. I don't use a lot of Old Bay in mine. Just a little bit, a couple of squirts. A little bit of dry mustard. A couple of shakes of dry mustard. You use Worcestershire, a squirt or two, but I don't have any. This is some onion powder that I made from scratch, so I'm putting a little bit of that in there. And if you want, just since I'm not using Worcestershire, you can put a little bit of salt in there. So those are my dry ingredients. And then, of course, I'm going to crush up about 5 saltine crackers. I prefer saltine crackers. You can use whatever you want. People use panko and all that, but that's not a Baltimore crab cake. So I just crush them up real fine to help keep everything together. And then I mix up my wet ingredients, which should not be a whole lot, as y'all can see. Mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it, mix it. And then I'm going to kind of fold it into my crab. These are actually just one of the easiest things you can make in the crab cake. So I'm putting it in my crab. I already got my seasonings on there. This is what I guess they call the wet. And now all I'm going to do is just kind of fold. Not mash, not break up. Trying to incorporate it so that all the crab gets a little bit of love from the... Oh, I'm putting this back in there. Crab is too expensive, y'all. So I'm just doing a little turning around, just making sure that the crab is kind of getting incorporated. I'm going to add the rest of my green onions because I just like green onions. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. Okay? So, yeah. I didn't put the salt in here because I thought about it. I'm not going to put the salt in there. But you can put a little bit of salt. Now, if you can see it, it's not broken up, but it is kind of incorporated now because I'm just going around the bottom. So I'm just making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Now, I'm going to bake mine instead of frying them, even though fried is the way to go for me. I love mine being fried. But what I'm going to do now is put them on the pan because I want them to set in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes. So I have a pan over here already. You can put butter on your pan, spray oil, a little bit of light oil, just enough to coat the pan because I'm going to put mine in the oven on about 400. And then I'm going to cook them for about 20 minutes. But first I'm going to put them in the fridge because I want them to set and they'll hold together better if you put them in the fridge. So how I do mine, because I don't want to break it up, is you don't want to, crab cakes shouldn't be mashed. They shouldn't be patted. They're supposed to be nice and fluffy. So what I'm doing is trying to just get my little shape going. As you can see, I put some in here like this. I don't mash it too much. I'm just going to turn it over. You can use a bowl. You can use whatever you want. Bam. And y'all can't even see. Hold the line. Wait a minute. I got to get a better camera. Okay. I'm going to show you better. But anyway, there's one. And I'm just patting a little bit because you don't want to pat your crab cake. I'm telling you, you don't want it mashed. You want that crab to live. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to fill up this is what size is this one? This is a 1 cup measuring cup I have that I just used. I use bowls too, but I just fill up the cup, not packing it really, just shaping it. Because when you put it in the fridge, it'll kind of come together. And then I'm just going to put it in the pan on the pan like this and as you can see, it comes out. And if anything comes loose, I can just kind of caress it a little bit. Everything is gentle. Let's do it again. So, and you can make your crab cakes as big as you want. If you want a half a cup or if you want to make crab balls or things like that, whatever you want. It's 4 of us eating, so I want to make sure I have 4, so I use the 1 cup. If it was just me and my husband, I might use something bigger, but it's 4 of us, and I want everybody to have a good crab cake. So here's the 3rd one. There we go, and you just kind of pat. I don't need all them green onions in there, so I'm going to take some of those off. That's what we do. And then I have enough for 1 more, and that's just about right. You should doing it this way, you should get about good for, Now, if you go in a restaurant, they'll take all of this and make 20 crab cakes out of it because they have all the fillings and things in there. So, unless you go to Maryland, of course, Baltimore, and get your crab cake there, what most of us haven't done yet, and everybody should, though. So then the last one, yeah. There we go. And so now I have 4 beautiful crabs, and I'm just going through making sure I don't have too much green onion in there. Yeah. So now I'm going to put my crab cakes in the refrigerator for about 20-30 minutes. Take them out, put this pan right in the oven at 400 for about 15-20 minutes because crab is already cooked. All we got to do is just get the binder to cook because, we added egg in there. And we'll have fabulous crab cake. So once they come out, I'll show you how they look. But yeah, it's the most simplest thing in the world to make a Maryland crab cake. This is supposed to be lumped crab meat, but it's not. But it's got a few lumps in there. But you just don't want to tear it or break up that meat. So you want to be very gentle with it. Crab doesn't need a whole lot of seasoning. It doesn't need all of that. And the only reason we're putting like mayonnaise and things is to actually bind it, to hold it together. But as you see, very little. You don't want to see mayonnaise. You don't want to see mustard. You don't want to see that. And then before I go, I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lemon juice and put them in the fridge. And that's it. So I hope this helped y'all. I hope y'all make crab cakes. And I hope you let me know, let all the pretty girls know how it went. God bless y'all. Have a blessed day. Bye. All the pretty girls love you, but God loves you the most.